Good morning everyone, and welcome to ReinaMoes'diyinit.designs. And today we are going to continue with our bling series basically, but this is going to be in actually 3 to 4 parts because I am going to finally show you, lovely ladies and gentlemen, how I made my DIY chandelier that I have been promising you guys for months. So I'm going to show you how I did this, but as always there's going to be a twist whenever I do my 3 or 4 part series. I'm going to create that chandelier today. The next video you see, I will have an addition to that chandelier, building it out into a beautiful floral lighted chandelier piece. And part 3 is going to be a lighted chandelier ball that I will be creating. And possibly part 4 will show you how to incorporate all of these pieces together to have just a beautiful, wonderful, almost mythical and magical, gorgeous globe of lights, crystals, and flowers that is going to actually adorn the outside walls of the venue that I am using. They have a gated area, which is a beautiful gate, and it has lamp posts on the gate, and it's covered with beautiful green ivory plants that have just grown over and taken over the wall, and it is a beautiful picturesque scene. But I wanted to bring in the colors of my wedding, and through that particular chandelier lighted floral ball, that's how I'm gonna do it. But I'm doing it in 4 parts because who wants to watch a 2-hour long video? I mean, really. So if any of that sounds like something that would interest you, please continue watching. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what we are going to end up needing is the crystals of your choice. Obviously I have pink crystals, I have clear crystals, and I also have some amber crystals. I thought they were going to be okay to use as far as, let me show you. I thought they were going to be okay to use as far as like a champagne color, but they really are too dark. They're very pretty, but they really are too dark, so I'm going to bypass on these. But for my particular chandelier piece, I'm going to be using obviously the clear. I'll be making another chandelier piece that will have the pink in it. I'm going to use Old Faithful from the Dollar Tree, both the 14, I believe this is a 14-inch, yeah, 14-inch wreath frame hardware, and a hanging basket. Now you don't have to use the hanging baskets from the Dollar Tree. There are other places like Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, just anywhere you can find a hanging basket planter. And they may be a little bit more intricate, but for this particular style, I like it because it's clean and elegant. So what I'm going to do is take my hardware outside and spray paint everything, and then when I come back, I'll show you how it looks.
Okay, so here you see I'm removing the hardware from the basket, laying out the chains that the chandelier will be hanging from, and just going to give it a coat of spray paint. Everybody knows how to spray paint. The color that I'm using is Krylon, and it's called Satin Nickel. It's a beautiful, almost champagne color. I love it. And so here, everything gets a nice fresh coat of paint.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start fixing the crystals since I have all of my pieces that I need spray painted. I have the chain sitting here because I'm not going to be working with that currently. So on the chains, I'm never have measured them out as to how many links there are or how many crystals per each segment. If that's something that you want, I don't mind putting that down in the description box. Just leave me a comment below. But you have to bear in mind that all of the crystals come in different sizes that you purchase off of Amazon or whatever website or whatever store you get them, because I have seen these crystals really big and I've seen these crystals much smaller. And when you use these are acrylic, but when you use actually glass crystals or crystals, they tend to be smaller. So it will vary. So for me, I think the best thing to do is just to go ahead and as you're putting your piece together, you see how many crystals it is that you need. So for me, I'm going to flip this back over and I'm just going to open up these O-rings on this particular chandelier garland and place it and see how I want it to hang for my chandelier piece. And right about here is where I think I want it to be, and that happens to be 9 crystals. So instead of disconnecting this crystal and being left without an O-ring, I just go up and down, up and down, up and down through the whole piece. Now I noticed that this particular piece, which I think I got from Amazon, it comes with a full garland. But this particular ones, like I was telling you, they come in different sizes. This one happens to be obviously a piece that I got off of I got this off of Amazon, but I got it in an individual baggie from, I think it's Kim San. And this one is a complete garland, but if you can tell that the crystals are just a little bit smaller here than this. So this is actually the wrong one. So I'm going to take this off. And like I told you, that was 9 crystals. It's always a little tricky for me. So I'm going to take these smaller ones off because that's what would more than likely be used with my actual hanger chain. And I'm going to use the larger crystals. So let me find where they start. I really got a mess here. Okay. And be careful because they can snap together while they're in a jumble in the can. So I'm going to start again. And they do have a little tool that you can use to help open these jump rings up, but it's really not that difficult, it's just tedious. So I'm going to place this on the floor, that way I can continue just working. So again, I'm holding it up and seeing where I want it to slope and just how much I want it to hang, and that's about where I want it to hang. Instead of here, I think that's just a little bit too close. It doesn't give me enough light play for my own tastes, so I'm going to hang it here. And doing that, it's also 9 crystals. So I'm just going to open this up and attach it to the bottom. I promise you, once you get started with this, it'll be a little bit easier. It's really not as difficult as it seems on camera. I'm just a little bit uncoordinated because my nail cracked in the bed, in the nail bed over here in the corner. So I had to go ahead and clip it off, and it's just so tender. I tell you, when your thumbs are not 100%, you really are hindered. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and count my 9. 1, 2, 3, and attach. And what I'm doing is making sure that I attach to each one of these particular areas, or sections if you will, because that's what they look more like, sections. like little wedge sections. And then count my 9 and continue all the way around. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've connected all of your garlands just up and down for each slice wedge. This is what you're going to be left with. Obviously, it's going to be still attached. So what I'm going to do, and I know you're probably thinking, Reina, why are you leaving it to where there's so much movement? I like the fluidity of the movement of the crystals. It helps let light in, and so that's the reason why. But they're not going to stay like that, because the next step is to actually connect the crystals together, which still allows for movement but not as much movement. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this extra garland from what I've attached to our new chandelier, and you're going to notice that that's going to leave one crystal, obviously the beginning of the garland, without an O-ring. And that's okay. I don't mind, because these are not real crystals, they're acrylic. I don't mind having to sacrifice a couple of beads, because you know me, we can always use it somewhere else. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and I count 3 beads, 1, 2, 3, and at that third bead, this is where I'm going to interconnect the garlands to each other by simply pressing them together. And then I hope you can see that since I have pressed them together, that it's creating like a V. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way around this particular piece, and when I come back I'll show you how it looks. And so now that I've connected all of the linked garlands together, look how beautiful that is. And I think what makes it even more beautiful and eclectic is the fact that it really has a lot of flair. It's very Moroccan inspired, even though that wasn't a look that I was going for, but I really love this. So basically the next step would be to go ahead and add your chains for the hanging basket to help hang your chandelier, but obviously we're going to be blinging that out, and here's where the smaller links will come into play, because I'm going to go ahead, and I keep looking up because I have the original one hanging above me from the chandelier that we have here, and I'm just going to add that link to the top of the chain, and then we will have it connect here so that it actually drapes, and I will be disconnecting it from the garland, the extra crystal. I'll be disconnecting that one from the garland, and I will be sacrificing this smaller clip. But basically I'm just going to go around and finish doing this and connect it to the basket, and when I come back I'll show you the final look. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys, this is the baggie of crystals that I was telling you about. I think I said Kim Son, but it's Kim palm. This came off of Amazon, and the crystal is a little bit smaller than these crystals here, so that's what I'm using. And I'm gonna open this, so excuse the noise. Okay, so I'm just gonna find where it begins, and then I've used these crystals in my pedestal video and in other little videos that I have done, and that's the reason why I had just a small amount. But this is the look of that garland. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 5 yards of garland, so it's quite a lot. If you wanted to, you could probably do an entire chandelier with just one of these strings of garland. So I'm going to take the first crystal off because I want to start with that jump ring. Also, an option is, if you needed to, you could buy these jump rings also off of Amazon. And if anybody wants links to that, I'll try and remember to put them down below. I know sometimes I put links down and sometimes I forget to put links down, so if that's something you're interested in, just let me know in the comments below and I'll add it, or I'll send it to you in your reply. So I'm just going to add this to the top and just measure it down to the bottom and connect it. Take that crystal off and then just connect it here. And it's pretty easy to connect if you press them together. So look how pretty that is, and it's very textured. So now I'm just going to go ahead and attach each piece to the basket or the chandelier. And from here you can decide if she is perfect as she is and she doesn't require any extra decorating or embellishment. But I think you guys know ReinaMoes gotta add more. But it will be tastefully done. But she is really, really pretty the way that she is. But I need to have something extra hanging from the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this garland, even though it's a little bit smaller, I'm going to take this garland and I'm going to use 3 beads, okay? And I'm going to do that 4 times. So I'm going to disconnect 1, and this is the second one. And this is the third. And here is the fourth. So you can see that I have basically 2 sets of 3 beads. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to add it to the inside of my basket in the 4 poles. And when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now comes the piece de resistance. These are crystals, actual crystals, okay, which I am going to be hanging from the bottom of the chandelier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the acrylic along with the actual crystals. So for this, because obviously I want this to hang lower, I'm going to use 3 of these, okay? 3 crystals, that is acrylic crystals. So I'm just gonna pull off 3 more, just like before, for a total of 4 of them. So 4 sets of 3 crystals. And I'm gonna attach them to the base, just like I did the ones prior, which I don't remember if I showed that to you guys, so I'm gonna hold up the the chandelier so you can see what it looks like so far. So here's what she looks like so far, and you see I have the shorter 3 dangles here, which is 4 of those. See that? I hope you can see that. So in between those, these will hang with the actual prisms. These beautiful, gorgeous prisms that are going to help catch the light. And when I come back, I'll show you how it looks. Are you ready for the final reveal? I know that you can see the little sneak peek here. Here she is in all of her splendor. Just look how gorgeous she is. And now she has a matching sister. You gonna give her to me? So now they're twins. The only thing that's missing is her lighting element. And so on this, you guys can vote down below if you like the fact that I used the glass bowl, which is really, really decorative, from the Dollar Tree to hold inside, which I'll be using this light pack, which actually came from the Dollar Tree. They just got these in, and I have just thought that was so beautiful. Before I was using a different one, which actually has more fairy lights. I believe this is only 10 bulbs for the fairy lights, but it's so, so cute. But I have this bowl, and then I also have this little bowl that I use actually on my nightstand as a little night light. And it's cute because it has these little dimples which kind of replicate or look like crystals, and I got that at King Dollar. And I don't know if you guys like the way that looks as opposed to the look of the bowl. I'm gonna put the bowl back in again, and I love the fact that it's battery operated, y'all. But look at that beautiful lighted chandelier. And here is her brand new baby sister. Well, if I can find where she started, there she is. Together. Aren't they cute? So, so cute. So, on that note, I'm just going to set these down. I hope that this tutorial is one that you thoroughly enjoyed. It was very much long awaited. And everything turned out like I knew it would, be absolutely gorgeous and economical. If there is nothing that anybody gathers from my channel, I hope that they gather that ReinaMo is going to help you create the design that you want with the effect that you want within your budget, if not way lower than your budget. You can have a piece from the Dollar Tree which costs you $1. Crystals off of Amazon which are under $10. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you could get the whole entire chandelier done with that one package that I showed you from Kim Hom. Anyway, that particular package, I think you could get one whole chandelier out of it, and I think I'll come back and I'll let you guys know, because I have 15 of these beauties to make, because I'm gonna have them throughout the venue, and I'll let you know if one package does that for sure. And your prisms, which is if you want them or if you don't. Remember, for those of you that live in Texas, especially the Houston, Texas area, we have a store called King Dollar. And at that King Dollar, I was able to find chandelier pieces that, you know what, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to come back and I'm going to show them to you. So like I was telling you, we have a store here named King Dollar. And when I made my garland, which I'm going to be making that one again, because I'm using it for my wedding and I need it to be like 9 feet. And this is actual glass. This came from King Dollar, and it's just $1.25, and you get a little pennant at the end of it. You could actually embellish the bottom portion of your chandelier with this garland. You could use this garland to make your chandelier. You may not have as many faceted pieces on your chandelier, as I have on this one, because I use the acrylic, which is very, very economical. But at $1.25, just imagine how beautiful but heavy your chandelier piece would actually be. And you wouldn't have to spend extra money on a prism because you have one there. You know, now it's not the same quality, obviously, because this is glass, whereas this is actual crystal. But I mean, if you really look at that, it's really not that much difference for the event that you're wanting to use it for, because no one should be scrutinizing if you're using glass, if you're using crystal, if you're using acrylic. What they would be looking at is how beautiful all of your arrangements and pieces look as you've put them together. So on that note, I hope all of you enjoyed this particular tutorial. Please give us a thumbs up, share, and comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button and then make sure that you touch the bell notifications and that it has the hash marks around it so that you know you'll be notified at every last one of my uploads. And the most important of all of this, please have a wonderful evening. Bye.